Have you ever stared at a sunset so vivid it etched itself into your soul, the kind where the sky bleeds crimson and gold, and the world below hums with that quiet, electric promise of something wild about to unfold? You're there, boots crunching on a desert trail, camera strapped to your chest, ready to trap that fleeting beauty in pixels forever. But when you hit play later, the footage betrays you, colors muted to a dull postcard haze, shadows swallowing the details, and the whole thing jittering like it's allergic to smoothness. That gap between the rush you lived and the relic you captured? It's not just a tech glitch, it's a heartbreak. And in 2025, with AI editing your selfies and drones dancing through canyons like pros, why does this still sting? Why do our boldest moments end up as blurry echoes? Buckle up, because this isn't another gripe session. This is the origin story of a gadget that's whispering revolution from the shadows, a device born from the ashes of those frustrations. It's the DJI Osmo Action 6, and if the freshest leaks hold water, it's not tweaking the wheel, it's reinventing it, turning your raw adventures into footage that doesn't just document life but revives it, pulse by pulse. Let's lean into that sunset scene a little deeper, because it's the perfect launchpad for what makes the Action 6 tick. Meet Elena, a trail runner from the Pacific Northwest whose weekends are a blur of mist-shrouded peaks and root-tangled paths. For years, she's laced up her shoes with an action cam in tow, chasing that runner's high where endorphins blur the line between pain and poetry. But low light? Her nemesis. Those golden hour runs bleeding into dusk always came back as grainy messes, leaves smudged into abstract blobs, her silhouette lost in a wash of noise. She'd spend hours in editing software, wrestling with sliders to salvage something watchable, only to end up with clips that felt as drained as she was after the run. Now, fast forward to the Action SIX's rumored core, that 1-inch sensor we've been circling. It's not some minor spec bump, it's a seismic shift, a light-hoarding monster that's 4 times the size of the chips in most action cams today. Picture Elena cresting a ridge as the sun dips, filming in 4K at 120 frames per second without breaking a sweat. The sensor gobbles ambient light like it's starving, pulling rich details from the gloaming, veins in the ferns, sweat beading on her brow, the subtle shift of clouds from peach to indigo. No more ISO roulette where cranking it up invites digital snowstorms, instead, native low-light performance that rivals full-frame mirrorless setups. Leaks from DJI insiders hint at a dynamic range stretching over 14 stops, meaning those brutal contrasts, blazing horizons against velvet valleys, snap into balance without clipping or crushing. It's storytelling sorcery. Your video doesn't just show the run, it transports the viewer, letting them taste the chill air, feel the burn in their quads. Elena's footage? It becomes a montage that hooks sponsors, inspires her running club, and reminds her why she laces up at all. Every pixel pulses with intent, turning good enough into goddamn unforgettable. But light's just the appetizer, resolution's where the feast really ramps up. Rewind to Marco, a surf videographer off Bali's coast, where waves crash like thunder and the horizon's a perpetual tease. He's got a quiver of boards and a library of clips, but editing woes haunt him like a bad wipeout. Shooting in 4K means tight framing from the get-go. If he captures a barreling left-hander but wants to zoom on his buddy's cutback later, the quality craters into pixel soup. It's forced choices, wide for the swell, or intimate for the rider, but never both. Enter the Action SIX's whispered 8K capability, a format that's leaped from sci-fi to standard in pro circles. At 8K/30p, you're packing 33 megapixels per frame, 8 times the data of 4K. Marco paddles out at dawn, mounts the cam to his board's nose, and rolls tape on a dawn patrol session. The wave rears up, a glassy wall of turquoise, and he threads the tube. Back on the beach, scrubbing through the raw file, he crops aggressively, reframes to follow the spray arc, zooms on the water's filigreed surface, even stabilizes a rogue handcam angle, all while outputting buttery 4K. No softness, no artifacts, it's like having a director's cut baked in from shot 1. DJI's pairing this with a revamped codec, H.265 with 10-bit color, so gradients flow smooth as that Indonesian swell, no banding in the foam or sky. For creators like Marco, it's liberation. Post-production shrinks from marathon to sprint, letting him sling edits to social feeds while the salt's still drying on his rash guard. And in a world where TikTok demands vertical crops and YouTube craves widescreen epics, 8K's flexibility means one take serves all platforms, no reshoots required. It's not about hoarding file sizes, though yeah, grab an SSD, it's about wielding future-proof power that makes every setup feel like a multicam rig. Of course, raw power's worthless if it jitters like a caffeine crash, stability's the unsung hero that glues it all together. Let's spin a yarn about Liam, a mountain biker ripping single track in the Scottish Highlands, where mud slicks roots like ice and berms bank at impossible angles. His old cam? A valiant warrior, but G-forces turned footage into a blender's fever dream, handlebars whipping, scenery strobing, viewers reaching for Dramamine. DJI's Rocksteady has been the gold standard since day one, but leaks scream Rocksteady 4.0, an AI-fueled beast that doesn't just crop and correct, it predicts and preempts shake. Powered by a new Snapdragon chipset, rumored to clock 40% faster than the Action 5's, it's stabilizing 8K in real time, horizon leveling to 360 degrees even if you're endo-ing over a drop. Liam launches off a rock garden, the cam chest-mounted, bike devouring the descent. The output? Gimbal-grade glide, where the trail snakes hypnotically under his tires, dust motes suspended in sunbeams, all without a whisper of wobble. It's horizon lock on steroids, using gyro data and scene analysis to keep your worlds upright, no matter how sideways you go. And for those butter-smooth slow-mos? 4K at 120 frames per second stays rock solid, letting Liam dissect his lines frame by frame, tweak that lean, celebrate that scrub. DJI's not skimping on modes either. Hyperlapse evolves into AI-tracked time-lapses that auto-follow subjects, turning a heather-strewn ride into a hyperkinetic poem. For Liam, it's transformative. Clips that once needed After Effects wizardry now export ready to ride, freeing him to chase more lines, not fix more frames. Stability isn't a feature here, it's the spine, letting the sensor's light and 8K's detail shine without distraction.